LMUWrestlers.com. I'm Scott Rowland, joined alongside Director of Track and Field, Rochelle Black. Coach, obviously last weekend you opened the indoor season in Roanoke. Not a huge event, not a huge group of athletes competing in it, but obviously you got some nice debuts from some of your kids. So what did you think of last weekend?
Yeah, it's essentially a rust buster. We talked about it before. It's just getting our freshmen used to indoor track and field and shaking off some of the rust, getting the legs ready for our returners. Overall, I thought it was a good job. I was more interested not in so much the times, but the effort they put into getting those times, and I think they did well as a whole.
Was there anybody that really impressed you, particularly that kind of shattered your own expectations you might have had for them?
I think someone that did stand out, he won his event, was Roberto. Roberto has never run on this type of track before, so for him to run the 600, which is a little less than what he normally runs, he's a half miler, so he was about one lap short. I think he did pretty well, and then he came back and ran a pretty strong anchor leg for our men's relay. So I was happy about that. And yeah, Jaden did a good job in the 400 as well. He definitely said he was a little nervous, and it showed in his open run. But he did a fantastic job. I think his time was, third all time in the men's 400, and then he also ran a pretty strong third leg for the 4x4.
Another kind of smaller meet this weekend. You head up to Grand Valley State, which is obviously a premier program. Just a one-day event on Friday. You're not taking a big crew of athletes again, so just talk about this weekend's event.
Yeah, it's just going to be me and three other people. We're going to take Jerica, Anna, and on the men's side, we're going to take Roberto. I'm using this as a litmus test. Like you said, Grand Valley State in terms of Division II athletics is the creme de la creme. So for us to be able to take a few kids up to their facility and see how we measure up against other schools that caliber, I'm curious to see how we do. This may be a litmus test, maybe a meet where we take the entire team next year. So we'll see how we fare.
Again, this is a team, Grand Valley State, that's won 4 national titles combined in the last, let's call it the last decade. I think it was 2011, 2012, maybe Grand Valley State. Women's teams won both the track and field championships. So how did you choose? Obviously, you know you're going to see a high-level competition. It is a smaller meet, but how did you choose who was going to go and compete in this event?
We're at final exams right now, so that's the big thing, who actually is done with their exams, and those are 3 people that have finished their exams that I think it'll be good for them to see talent of that level. You mentioned Grand Valley State and how well they've done on the track side, but they actually just won the men's and women's cross-country championships as well, so they're fully loaded across the board.
And obviously, this is your last chance to really see any of your kids compete till January 11th and 12th when you go to ETSU. So talk about what you're hoping, to accomplish right now this weekend and then going forward into ETSU.
This weekend is just get one race in. All of them going to be doing more of their marquee events. So Jerica and Anna right now projected to do the 400, while Roberto is going to do the 800. So no pressure on them. Just want to see how they look in their regular events. And the idea is they go home a little hungry for improvement. I gave them their workout, so hopefully they do them as they need to, and they come back January 2nd and we get started.
Well, the Grand Valley State University Holiday Open takes place all day on Friday, if I could get that out of my mouth, all day on Friday. Results and recap will be available on www.lmuwrestlers.com. For Rochelle Black, I'm Scott Erland, and this is lmuwrestlers.com.